If your local service ads aren't producing consistent leads year round, or you feel like you're constantly fighting to generate leads there, this video is going to change everything for you. LSAs should be your easiest, most predictable lead source, but honestly, most painting companies don't know the rules, the ranking factors, and they don't know how to optimize the listing at all. So today, I'm going to show you exactly how to win with local service ads, how to rank higher, how to get better leads, and how to lower your cost per job and ultimately turn LSAs into a true marketing engine for your painting business. So the reality of local service ads in 2026 is that it's one of the most high intent marketing channels in the entire painting industry. These are homeowners that are actively searching for painting companies like right now, and they're calling you ready to get an estimate, ready to move forward. What's not to like? But here's the catch. Google rewards the businesses on local service ads that behave like real businesses, not businesses who just set it and forget it. So if you want to win with local service ads in 2026, you need to understand these 5 ranking factors that matter the most. First ranking factor is responsiveness. This is the one that no one really talks about, but it's probably the #1 factor in 2026 and going forward. So Google tracks how fast you answer the call, how fast you return missed calls, how often you're marking the leads as booked or spam, and whether customers complain when you didn't respond. Okay, so if Google believes that you have to respond fast to be in that top and be always ranked high on the Google My Business listing, and if Google believes if you're slow, it's not going to work as well, then what are you doing if you're not getting back to your leads super quick and responding to the leads super quick? Okay, that's what Google wants, so we have to play the game. Now, winners really do this if I break it down, okay? They answer 80% of their calls on the first or second ring, okay? They return their missed calls within 10, 20 minutes. They use call tracking to verify the lead quality and then marking the leads as booked inside LSA weekly, okay? So if you get this right, this increases your rankings almost instantly, okay? The second ranking factor is your review velocity, not just total reviews. So if you think the LSAs are about total review count, you're actually kind of wrong here. So Google really cares more about the review velocity, meaning how often are you getting your reviews on a monthly basis, how recent are the reviews, and do the reviews mention any service, and do people upload photos with the reviews, okay? This is why companies with 20, 30, 40 reviews can outrank companies with 100, 150, 200 reviews. So if you're a painting company and you want to win with local service ads, you need to be requesting reviews, okay? I know it's uncomfortable sometimes, and you're thinking, oh, what if they give me a bad review? Well, what if they give you a good review, right? So there's always going to be people who are, happy with your service, not happy with your service. Be a little bit smart about who you're sending these, review requests to, right? And then respond to every review, okay? You can probably use even AI to answer reviews, okay? So there's no excuse. You need to be answering every review. And if you're a homeowner, if you go to a company and you're looking at the reviews and they're answering every review, it seems like you're responsive, right? And probably the #1 concern with contractors, especially painting contractors, is they're unreliable and they don't get back to people and all this kind of stuff. So when you answer your reviews, how do you think that differentiates you from all the other painting companies, right? But at the end of the day, the velocity, okay? So keep that in mind. Now, the third ranking factor is your service area, okay? So this is a huge one here, okay? So if you have maybe 1 or 2 cities selected, if you're just cherry picking your local service ads service area, you're probably not gonna get a ton of leads, okay? You need to expand your service area a little bit. These are high intent leads, okay? A lot of painting companies are okay with going 30 minutes, maybe even an hour away, right? So align your service area on local service ads with as far as you're willing to travel here. That's gonna get you guys a ton more leads and just rank you guys so much better across the board here, okay? So if you want, start with maybe a core 5 to 10 cities and start to expand, okay? And you want to expand as your reviews expand, okay? So it's not just about snipering leads with local service ads, okay? It's about getting a wide enough area that you have enough lead flow coming in from local service ads. And then you can optimize and then you can do other things, but a lot of people are a little bit too picky with their service area when it comes to local service ads, and we just need to blow up that area, okay? Now, this is a pretty common occurrence, okay? So another ranking factor is the job types and the categories that you selected when you select your painting company, okay? So for example, if you're looking for cabinet leads, but you have exteriors, you have decks, you have all these other things turned on, well, guess what you're gonna get, right? And then another one that a lot of painting companies do that's a little bit of a double-edged sword here, but they enable drywall repair, drywall install, which some of you guys may actually do drywall as well too. But unfortunately, drywall is under the handyman category. And when you're looking at local service ads, just from a user perspective, a homeowner, when they search drywall repair, they see a handyman and they kind of expecting handyman kind of prices, not painting prices, or drywall, real drywall install prices. So just be careful with services like that, okay? And you want to basically put this on the quarterly cadence. So every quarter, you want to take a look at your local service ads account and adjust some of the service areas and the service categories depending on what you guys need in this next upcoming quarter here. So the other ranking factor is your quality of your profile. Okay, so what does this mean? A lot of people just set and forget local service ads. They put maybe 5 pictures on there and they check it every year, right? So what that does and what that translates to is just a generic profile that Google doesn't really have any information on. And so it just treats you like a low quality business. So the real people who are winning at local service ads, they're updating their local service ads photos every single month, adding 10, 20 new photos, okay? They have team photos in their actual local service ads account. What does that do? Make you feel like a real company, okay? Now, also, we have to have your insurance and your license uploaded there, depending on the state, so that's mandatory. You want to have everything filled out. They give you a couple options here what to fill out. You need to fill out everything. You can't half bake this stuff, okay? You need to put some effort into this, okay? And apart from that, literally just set a reminder every month, every 2 weeks to go into local service ads, add team photos, add real project photos, make sure your license and insurance is updated, all of that good stuff, okay? This is not a set and forget marketing channel. You need to be able to go back and optimize and make sure that your profile is quality, okay? Now, the next big secret when it comes to local service ads is local service ads rewards consistency, okay, not perfection. So what do I mean by that? So LSAs, it's not a one-time setup, and a lot of people treat it as that, okay? This is an ongoing relationship with Google, okay? The businesses who win with local service ads are marking the leads as booked, okay? They're marking the jobs as completed. They're requesting reviews. They're updating their photos. They respond to all the leads, the message and the call leads. They refresh their profile on a quarterly basis. They update their list of services on a quarterly basis. They always make sure to have their license and insurance always updated, okay? So I think you can get the picture here. The people who just set up local service ads and disappear and just expect to get a ton of calls, they're not gonna win, okay? The ones who are winning are conscious and really do everything that I just mentioned to a very high degree, okay? So in terms of some stuff that you can gauge if you're winning with local service ads, okay? So if you're winning with local service ads, you're generating leads for between 20 to about maybe 50 on the higher end. Depending on the market, you could be generating between 20 and 100 leads. You should be having your profile ranked in the top either 2 or 3 for at least 90% plus of the available impressions. You should have a steady flow of leads on a weekly basis. There should be ups and downs, but you should have a steady flow there. And with all those things that I talked about in this video, you will win with local service ads, okay? So again, here's the simple roadmap on how to win with local service ads. Optimize your profile, clean up your service areas, improve your responsiveness, get reviews, update your job types and your services on the actual listing itself, okay? Monitor your listing on a weekly basis, refresh photos at least on a monthly basis, track leads, and mark them as booked and as completed in local service ads, okay? Do this and you will dominate your market. Now, if you want help with getting your local service ads to rank higher, or you need help setting up your profile, or you don't really know how to start here, or if you just want someone to look at your profile, give you some honest feedback, feel free to reach out. We help painting companies every day. This is what we do all day. And sometimes even just a small couple tweaks here can completely change your results. So In this next video, I'm going to break down how to handle the leads, okay, that are coming from online marketing, from local service ads, okay? Very, very important, okay? We could generate you 100 leads, but if you're fumbling the phone call to turn into an estimate, there's going to be a big, big problem with your marketing, okay? So it's going to be somewhere around here. Click the link and we'll show you how to handle the leads. So other than that, my name's Nate, Fresh Coat Marketing. We'll see you in the next one.